Blessings, everyone. As always, we will begin with a general look at the incoming wave that will have an effect on all people of all signs. Remember, incoming waves are here to stay, not just for a week, but as a new dynamic of this reality experience. This week, we have the High Priestess and the Hierophant, or High Priest, illustrating the new Earth dynamic that will be integrating into each personal and collective experience. There is so much intervention here, so much assistance. Those two cards together bring a harmony of spiritual truth and experiential truth, the internal and external reality merging into one coherent whole. The High Priestess brings great activation and awareness of the spiritual process in its complete truth to all. The Hierophant brings divine intercession and intervention with rerouting those who are lost back onto their true path. This will show up in many ways. In the April preview, we discussed disclosure through exposure in regards to the spiritual processes of the universe on a multidimensional level. This wave begins the revival, or aptly timed resurrection, of the divine truth of the self and the universe. Spiritual contact, skill, and healing will be abundant the world over. Do not allow yourself to get slowed down by distractions. Filter the sensational media, both mainstream and non-mainstream. Get away from the confirmation-biased interactions. Take space from wounded healer distraction activities. Shut down identity agendas and groupthink immersion. Voids and emptiness will be filled completely over with the new light as these energies surge through every fabric of our lives with new revelation, healing, direction, and the eradication of illusion and falsity. This is a time of great allowance. Where emptiness was, now is support. Where blindness was, now comes new sight. Where distortion and discord were, now a new love light. Make as much room for this as possible. While this is here to stay and will be here at work henceforth, why wait? Many otherworldly and preternatural phenomena will be occurring from this week onward. This is the return of the sacred nature of the soul, the power and ability to be a part of the spiritual and universal process rather than subject to it. This applies to those of all ages and experiences, though for many on this path it has become much more prevalent of late anyway. Expect more. These are shift opportunities. Now is the revelation of the true light and the restoration of the divine self. It is here to stay, bringing the return to the true soul journey for all willing hearts. Alright, Pisces, now that we've had a chance to look at the incoming wave as it applies to everybody, right? That's the general reading for the whole population, for what is coming in to hit, and affect everyone, but also here to stay. Of course, not just here for 1 week and then gone the next. It's here to stay. It's part of the new normal. Let's have a look and see how that applies and lands for you for the coming week. Just a quick reminder, if you ever want to get a session with me, you do need to go to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com, or of course you may also simply follow the links below. And also, don't forget, the Tarot Home Study course is on sale. It's $20 off, normally $39.99, now only $19.99 through Tuesday, April 7th. So over 3 hours of pre-recorded content by me, plus instructional supplements that I have written up for you. If you're interested in learning about reading tarot for practical purposes, and even some intermediate stuff like timing, might be something to check out. So what is going on when it comes to these cards? Well, for your archetypal themes, what's playing out in the background behind everything, all areas of your life, we have the Strength card upright. And I keep just getting the word fortification, fortifying, improving. strengthening kind of coming through this card. And so I'm wondering if that's just simply where all of these focuses are going to go. When we talk about fortification, we are talking about strengthening things that are already strong, that are already in balance. Yes, nursing some things back to health, but also bringing things to a place where they can greater perform in the highest interest of all concerned. In fact, with the Strength card upright, not only am I seeing the opportunity for longevity, but even the opportunity for improvements, ways for things to start producing more for you and all concerned, whether it's making things worth more money, making things more effective, more productive, making things a lot more wholesome or healthy where they need to be, but also at the same time fortifying things in a way where the space is held in the most optimal way for all areas of your life to be flourishing. Now, the Strength card coupled with our incoming wave discussion makes a lot of sense. We've got a lot of intervention and intercession coming in. The weak stuff, the stuff that really does not belong, it's more trouble than it's worth, maybe it's more high maintenance than it could ever repay you, is going to start crumbling and getting pushed out by the health, by the opportunity to actually see some major breakthroughs. In fact, with the Strength card upright, you may be noticing a lot of things are kind of evolving into better specimens of themselves this week. In fact, as we get to news and arrivals when it comes to friends, relatives, other people in your life, we have the Four of Wands upright. And it does look like somebody is actually sharing an accomplishment with you. The Four of Wands is indicating some kind of breakthrough news that is coming in. This could actually be something that they are bestowing you with. This could be an accomplishment of yours that they are wanting to actually lift off the ground. And I'm actually seeing somebody kind of building this fortress around you. I'm looking at the four staves or the four battens, and I'm kind of like, no, what's happening is that there is this sort of focus of how do we build a platform for Pisces. In fact, with the Four of Wands, this could be a breakthrough or a hot tip or a big lead that already starts to show its quality, that already starts to pay out. Whether it's a hookup of some kind, or maybe even somebody actually deciding to hand something off to you that is actually ready, raring, and go and in perfect shape. That all depends. But with the Four of Wands, it is a way for you to bolster accomplishments you've already made to help you go that much further. When it comes to material resources, you actually have the Two of Wands upright. And I'm seeing almost like a new deal, a new commitment, a new promise, or some kind of new breakthrough being made when it comes to a professional or financial concern. Because the Two of Wands is showing not only a new type of commitment for you to engage in, but it could actually be some kind of working alliance, whether it's a financial alliance, a business alliance, something where you are actually collaborating with another person or another business entity. Things are really starting to pick up steam. For those of you that are actually curious about what this means for maybe new work or work prospects, you may be finding yourself in a situation where you are actually elevated beyond a position you think you qualify for. In fact, with the Two of Wands upright, in a lot of cases, the other in the situation is usually gifting us with more than we actually applied for, more than we actually asked for. And the same thing can go for financial concerns and financial dealings as well. What I like about the Strength card, the Strength card, and the Two of Wands combined is that this is something that's also going to be promising a great deal of longevity. So this definitely would be an alliance that will be with you for much time to come. It does look like this is not only something very professionally and financially beneficial, but this is a very personal gift and very personal opportunity being given to you, even if it's somebody that is just trying to get to know you better. As we get to love and to relationships, we have the King of Cups upright, and romance and relationships seems to be going quite swimmingly this week. In fact, the King of Cups is indicating here that your partner, or maybe even somebody new, is actually providing a way for you to start answering other emotional concerns or social concerns in your life. which is kind of interesting. And this could absolutely be them stepping in as sort of taking you under their wing, or maybe giving you some kind of advice on how to heal other relationships or other connections that may be in, in a less than stellar place, or maybe not, not where they could be. We'll put it that way. But the King of Cups is showing up as somebody who is sort of an expert in this area, or maybe somebody who's already conquered or met that challenge and stood victorious before in their own life. If this is your partner, this absolutely would be a time where I would let them in on some things that maybe, you could use a bit of a second opinion on when it comes to maybe a family concern, a social concern. For new people, this might actually be a very interesting situation because they're getting very personal, but they seem very wise, because they are very wise, but they also seem to have the right answers on helping to fix that social and emotional side of other areas of your life. Relationship-wise, this is a very nurturing individual. This is somebody who's coming in with more of the sensual than the intimate, at least in the very, very beginning. But there is so much passion, there is so much drive here, and there is so much sincerity. So this is either coming out of your partner or somebody new. I definitely want you to let yourself be surprised, but be mindful when it comes to, the cup people, king, queen, and knight. Remember, they're very much a watery energy. This is something that will find its way over and around any walls or barriers. You might as well not make them fight. So that is your horoscope. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And should you ever want to get a session, go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.